Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Thanks for being here, and I just wanted to do a quick summary of the one suit in the Eliphas Levi deck. So this is part of my Drop 'em 78 challenge, and at the end of each suit I'm trying to do like a summary of the suit. I did one for the coins a couple of weeks ago. We're already in the cup suit now, but I haven't had a chance to do the summary for the batons. So yeah, I thought I'd do that today. My husband's gone out with my daughter, so I have some precious quiet moments on my own. Doesn't happen very much at the moment. Yeah, I've been feeling a bit tired this week from I've started a new job and I'm working full time, and I haven't done that for a couple of years, so it's taking it out of me, and then trying to do the challenge and then also family commitments and so on. So yeah, it seems like there's been a lot on, but here I am with a few moments, and actually with a beer and for some reason some minion seaweed. So that's where I am. So yeah, I just wanted to pull out. I'm a bit scared of having this deck of cards on the same table as an open beer, actually. I'm going to move it in a minute. But yeah, I just wanted to pull out the suit of batons, but without getting things mixed up, because I've got to carry on with the cup suit when I'm done with this. So let me pop that back in there, and then I'll put that on there, and then I'll put the cups on top, and then I can slip the batons back in afterwards. Okay, so let me just put them back in order. So yeah, there are some things that I've discovered. I think there was less detail on these than there was on the coin suit, and I'm not sure if that is because there's something special for Levi about the coins, or if the order that he did this, that he went through the different cards in, is different. So the numbering system, I'm actually going to have to check that at the end of the whole challenge. I'm going to go through and line up the numbering systems, because this numbering system follows a Taya, and that does start with the it finishes with the coin suit, I think. But I don't think originally he finished with the coin suit. And I'm just wondering why there's so much detail on the coins, if they were like the first suit that he looked at. So I want to check the numbering and figure out what was his original order, and then what was his revised order of the suits, and see if that might explain why some of the suits have more detail than others. The things that are missing from the suit really was the astrology links that we saw in the coin suit. So he doesn't have astrological correspondences with these cards. And he also doesn't write the Sephiroth on each of the cards, which he did with the coins. He still, I think, has connections to the Tree of Life, underlying these card meanings, but he doesn't explicitly write the meanings on the cards. So that's also a difference. But what I did discover, which was really nice, is that he does seem to have, correspond to a major arcana with all of the cards. That's my dog, one of them. The other one's asleep. This one's chasing shadows. She might come past again. So all the writing, it's too sort of small and it's a bit dark for you to see here. But the writing, there were various things that were linked to every week, and one of the things that every card, And one of the things that did come out quite clearly is that there's a link to the corresponding major arcana. So, for example, the 4, there was a link to temperance. I think he wrote temperance of fortune for the 4 along here, I think. And then what was the other one that became very clear? Yeah, the Tower card for the 6. So he was linking to 16. So he links to 6 and 16, or just 16. You know, so he links to one or both of the corresponding major arcana. What was the other one? Oh, that's right, the 7. He linked to the star card. Stella is star, and that was the one I was finally like, he's definitely linking to the second set of 10 arcana. So that was the 17 card, was the star. So yeah, he's definitely doing that. But he also sometimes links to the first set of 10 as well. So for the 9, I think, or was it the 8? Yeah, card 8, he links to justice, which is of course the card 8, and it was to do with balance of forces. So he was talking about balance and equilibrium. Yeah, so it did become pretty certain that he's linking to one or more major in each card. And the 10, interestingly, he connected to the 0. So he did 0, but could also link to 10, could also link to 20. So I was looking for some connection to the Wheel of Fortune, but there's actually a connection to the Fool card, the 0, at the top here. So that was quite interesting to discover those associations across the deck, across the suit. He also does seem to keep drawing on Etea's reversals for more cartomantic kind of meanings, like fortune-telling kind of meanings. And they, I don't know, they appear sometimes on the right-hand side, sometimes in other places, but quite a lot he refers to fortunes particularly. So looking for an example, great fortune for the 5. Where's that one? Yeah, so in this position here, he often has like a fortune-telling kind of meaning. The 4 was temperance of fortune, this one's great fortune. I couldn't work out what was on the 6, but he had fortune again in the same position. So this is like a fortune meaning on the right there in a lot of the cards. Not all of them. He likes to keep me guessing. Sometimes he puts things in different places. Look, there's another one. So that's 8 was discretion of fortune, or yeah, discretio. We thought maybe secret or separation. Not sure about that, but it's definitely a fortune meaning again. So again, possibly linking to Etea. Some of his meanings did seem to link to the Tree of Life meanings, but yeah, it's a bit more of a reach to tie them to the Tree of Life meanings sometimes. It's not as clear as it was with the coins. And then the last thing that I kind of noticed with the Batons was this link to working class. So I think that's kind of the overall sense of the Batons in Etea, in Levi, sorry. So the coins there was a lot to do with like money and fortune, obviously it's coins, you know. The Batons seemed to be to do with work. So there were links to like working class, labour, industry, things like that. So yeah, strong building, so building as kind of industry and labour. The Six of Batons had a reference to labour. That was around domestic labour. I was actually looking at, Ina from Taproot Tarot was looking at Taya, and the understanding from that deck was around domestic labour, which made me think about this card in that way as well. So Taya's meanings were like attend, and I thought that meant wait, but it actually means like attending as in attendant, being in service and domestic labour. So yeah, it's this sort of link between the batons and the working class meaning. And then when I looked across some of the other cards, that became more obvious as well. So the 3, that's right, the 3 was about industry. Where is that? I think it's down there. Yeah, it says something like industriae or industriax, which is industrial, and then I was trying to work that one out, it's quite hard to see, but it was like industrial empire, imperium is the last word. So yeah, it's something around industry. And then the 2 was rudimentary industry as well. There's the 2. Yeah, then it is in the same place, rudimentum industry. So a rudimentary industry or basic industry. So again, this kind of industry, working, labour, seems to come up across a lot of the card meanings. Yeah, so the 2 being like the start of labour, the 3 being like labour underway and industry underway. The 4 was to do with like the career and something to do with field of talent. Another one that was very hard to read. There at the top, career. And something to do with ingenuity. So yeah, again, kind of work-related meaning. So I think that is kind of his sense of the batons, was to do with work, labour and industry in general. Yeah, so it was interesting. It was sometimes mind-blowing how he made the connections across and how they relate to other people's decks that they're looking at. So yeah, Taproot Tarot, I know Taproot Tarot has a lot of crossovers, but then interestingly, another lady on Instagram, Megan Rose, is doing the Mother Piece, and I saw connections with Mother Piece meaning sometimes, you know, beyond just how those meanings might have gone through the RWS. I think the Mother Piece went back, you know, deeper to earlier meanings, like to Marseille meanings as well. And the Mother Piece, very deep deck as well. So yeah, it's been really, really interesting to see how the meanings kind of translate to different decks, and you know, and have remained or recirculated over time, you know, or remained over time quite consistent in some ways. So yeah, that's the ones. I am, as I say now, on the cups. Sorry, there's my dog again. What are you doing, Winky? Chasing shadows, huh? Yeah, so I've just started with the cups, and they're already amazing. I'm really enjoying the cups so far. And yeah, again, they seem to have a very different sense. So the coins being this, having this kind of financial thing. Now the batons having this kind of work, labour thing. And now the cups do seem to have some sort of love relationship, as you can expect for the cup suit. But yeah, even just in the notes that he's been making. So I haven't done my little video for the 4 yet. I'm going to do that now. But thanks for watching, everybody, and I will do another roundup at the end of the cup suit. Okay. Have a nice weekend. Bye.